Hey y'all, welcome to another Bible video. Today I just wanted to take a minute. I know we're in the middle of a series on the Gospels, but before we get into Mark in 2 days, I just want to take a quick chance and just go through something real quick. I've been getting a lot of questions about people's use of study Bibles, and something I wanted to go through is just how do you effectively use a study Bible. For some people this may seem pretty simple, but for others, it can be overwhelming. I mean, you can see this Bible is, it's huge. It's a couple inches thick. I mean, it's massive, but there's a lot of good information, a lot of good resources available in one of these study Bibles, and that's what we're going to talk a little bit about today. So in this Bible, this is actually the CSB study Bible. It's a newer translation. It's actually a remake of the Holman Christian Standard Bible, HCSB, if you have one. Other good study Bibles are the ESV study Bible. That's probably my favorite, but there's tons of different ones out there, and some of them focus on things like archaeology, maybe even apologetics, stuff like that. And so depending on what study Bible you have, you may have a little bit of different information, but this is one that I have laying here. I was checking out. It's one of the newer ones, but most of them are pretty much about the same, give or take some information, maybe a focus on something else. But in this one, as you see, if we flip to the New Testament right here, this is the beginning of the New Testament. What we're going to have is, this is one of the great benefits of the study Bible. It's actually going to provide an introduction to the Gospels and Acts. And so all of this is going to give us a lot of different information that we normally wouldn't have, background that's going to help us understand it. It even covers things like why there's 4 Gospels. This one covers like the Synoptic Gospels, the Synoptic problem, like we talked about last time. Talks about some of the manuscripts. There's a picture of an ancient manuscript. And it talks about how the New Testament was put together. It just provides a lot of great information that you may skip over if you've never really dove into it. But it's really relevant, and it can really help you to understand what you're reading. And then as we flip over to the first book in the New Testament, this one actually has an introduction to Matthew, and it talks about the perspective. Matthew been written in a Jewish perspective, and then it's going to give us a lot of really good information. This is a lot of the stuff that we're going to go into in the next couple of videos as we talk about Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. But it gives the author background information to why it's relevant. It talks about the message and the purpose, what it contributes to the Bible, and then it gives a structure of the book, and it actually gives you an outline. If you can see that over here on this side, it outlines out basically what the book is and the major topics that each thing hits. So if you need to go through and you want to find something pertinent, that you can find it quickly. And a new thing that a lot of them have, I think the ESV Study Bible has this too, is a timeline here on the bottom. And it basically lays out other things that are going on in history during this time. You see all that stuff, and it helps a lot to give us a lot of context and to know what else is going on in the time period when it was written, since the Bible isn't in chronological order. And then as we flip to the first actual pages, chapters of Scripture, you're going to see, if you've never used one of these before, you're going to have your verses like in a normal Bible, but then down here at the bottom, you're actually going to have a notes section. And so you'll see up here, this is chapter 1, verse 1, and then you go down here and chapter 1, verse 1, it's going to give you a bunch of notes about it. And this one in particular is talking about the genealogy, but it's going to help you to see why the genealogy is so relevant, some of the stuff we've been talking about. And this isn't going to go quite as in-depth as like a commentary would, or you might study these books in seminary or something like that, but it's still an excellent resource, especially tough passages. Really tough passages. It can give you a lot of insight into what the common belief about what something means, all kinds of information like that. But this is your study Bible. If you have any questions about it further, send them my way and I'll try to answer them the best I can. But this is the study Bible in 5 minutes. But if you like these videos, please subscribe. Continue to share them with your friends. Comment below if you have comments, questions, anything like that. And I'll catch you on the next video. In 2 days, we're going to be hitting Matthew. So tune in for that. Love you guys. Blessings.